Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it. Now we got it. Listen, it's good morning, good morning, good morning.
Okay, yes, because it's actually a holiday, so we can't get
You
his
can't
intro
give them a
wrong.
half good morning. You got to give
Yeah,
them a whole good morning.
yes.
I'll play.
Good.
I'll play DJ exclusive real quick since I got the
Okay,
headphones on like I'm a DJ this morning.
okay.
All right, let's do it again one more time. Ready?
All right, let's go. Let's start it one more time. Let's go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Didn't give me one more time, Ben, because you got to give me a little bit. He gives me a lot. He gives me. It is his birthday, so you got to give me more. Okay, ready? Let's channel that.
Wait, I
one
gotta
more
say more
time.
like okay, no. Well, see, now you got to get me out of character. I did it the best I can do it. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
There we go. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it. There we go. All right. It's not a proper good morning. I'm so used to, we've done this for so long now. I hear it in my head even when we're not here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh man, I lost your audio. I know you're good. I think it's on my side. Say something else for me now.
It was me. I saw it on mute.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it is December 8th, and it is Bubba's birthday. It's a national holiday. So if you
It is.
guys can reach over to Bubba, show him some love. Let him know that you love him.
DJ exclusive.
DJ exclusive. If you want to know how to bless him, because this is blessing season, and it is his birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, brother.
He is 44. Those are two great numbers together. If you're a numbers guy, you're a numbers guy. I don't know what 44 means in the Bible.
I know what 88 means.
88, that's my friend's and one of my friends.
Well, no, I know
numbers.
that there's a negative connotation to 88, but
Okay, then we don't want to hear that.
Elon Musk. We know what he meant by 88, but you're meaning the positive, the
positive.
Good. Okay.
So Bubba's 44th birthday. We're gonna keep positivity out there. If you guys send him some love, send him some kind words, and it never hurt to send him some ching chang. That's
DJ X3C on Cash App.
DJ X3C on Cash App. We always gonna make sure my brother is helped. I
got to give a shout out. Oh my God, my little boy has my phone, but I have to give a shout out to a supporter who sent a Cash App yesterday that was like super dope. And I gave you a shout out on the podcast this morning. Of course, Latif always is sending love. So before the show is over, I need to give a thank you to someone who blessed me yesterday on Cash App. But I bring that up because those things really help. And DJ X3C is somewhere in the country, taking a minute for himself. So y'all send that brother some love. Cash App, DJ X3C.
Please do. And listen, I said this on the show a few times. I've said this on the show where we at this point in time fund ourselves. Honestly, candidly speaking, I pay the producers out of pocket mine. So I pay the subscriptions on the show right now out of pocket because we want to make sure the show is continuously going. We ain't got it. We're holding it on with tape and all these things like that. We want to make sure we still have our talents like DJ X3C on the show who was able to come out, who was able to go out and celebrate his birthday.
Right.
We want to be able to, right after this, I gotta go straight into work immediately. That's why I had to get myself together always. That's why I can't come up here slump because I gotta double into work after.
And you know what, Rebecca, can I share? Yeah. Can we just on that angle? It's like, and that's sometimes why we ask and give grace on this show.
Yeah.
Right. I ask a lot of my patrons to be flexible with whichever way we go with the show. Right. That's because we're free to experiment because we are working other jobs. We are out here. David told me, the producer David said that, man, now I have to listen to the show driving for Uber.
He told me, and that broke my heart to pieces, not because I'm happy that he can find an opportunity, but we have been doing this for long enough. I feel like, we said that we wanted to free each other, right? We said that we wanted to do that. And Ben, you have helped us find. I'll speak for myself. Helped me when in the beginning of the pandemic, figuring out what the hell I wanted to do and how
Yeah.
you was like, Rebecca, you got to come back. I'm like, are you sure they gonna? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been out for like a year. I don't know how to really. And you were just like, just come home. You need to. They need your voice. And that helped me, right? And then we built it from there, and it was going good. And we go through ups and downs
Ebbs
and
and
highs and
flows.
lows. But we don't want to end this thing. We want to keep it going because I think our platform is very pivotal. We have people who break stories on our
And I
platform. We
had
have people
fun
who
yesterday.
grow. You
I
had an
had
amazing
fun.
time.
It was man, I haven't had that much
It
fun.
was
And
you. Like it was like,
like,
yo,
this is what we've been missing. This is what we're supposed to
yeah.
been doing all this time.
Then just having, getting on here, having good conversations with each other, breaking some stories, having difference
Great stories
of
this morning.
opinions, yes, and having difference of opinions if need be, and moving on to the next story. I love that about us because we can have that conversation about politics, and it always brings me back to sitting at the desk in our news studio back in 2017, and both of us had stylings of just giving the news differently. I
Yeah.
was very into what that looked like for a journalist, and you were very analytic on how you presented the news, but blending that together.
It was that Mary story we did together some
You
years
always talk
ago.
about that, but I feel like it was
Because
more.
they get on my
It was
nerves
more than
sometimes.
that, though. It was
They
we
get on
had
my
the
nerves sometimes.
Mary. It was me speaking about
I
Haiti.
love
It
them.
was the story about the how me and you went on air and we had a difference of opinion, and people were upset at me for how I felt about the bakery guy. But we had that conversation. The bakery guy.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well, that
little
was
things like
early,
that.
Rebecca. That was
That was-
early, Rebecca. We
and
had to.
I still was standing on that with 10 toes in the ground. But
But you've evolved and you've grown. And come on now, let's not
and so have
front
you.
like.
And
Oh
so have
yeah,
you.
no goodness
Remember the
gracious.
episode?
I was
Remember the episode
Benjamin
that I
Gumbo.
dropped in our damn intern at the time. Shout out to Josh and Tiger. This is why I get on my interns. If you want to know, this goes way back in history. You guys are not interns. You guys are producers. But our producer intern at the time. Remember he put my video out that I worked hard on. I wrote that script. I put it together. I made sure I had an intro. I had to go in and edit it myself because he put out me going when we pre-recorded.
Oh yes.
I was like, bleep, 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 bleep. Thank you for tuning in to Like It or Not. My name is Rebecca Azor. Here on today, we are going to give you a few stories that we know should be on your radar.
It's like the Bill O'Reilly. It's like the Bill O'Reilly clip where Stewie was mocking him. He was like, "Oh, do it live."
It was crazy.
They got me like that a couple times too.
And
when I start cussing,
and everybody in the comment section were like, "That's all right, Rebecca." I'm like, I am a professional. I never would put out anything like this. I wouldn't. What, Nick?
Man,
Nick. He was like, and here goes Nick. I mean, it's not that bad. I'm like, boy, he really about to have me in here acting a fool. That is an important story.
So anyway, the moral of the story is we've been doing this for a while.
We've been for this for a while. So we say this to say blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this. So when we tell you guys to give, it's not just, I'm seriously saying like, we want to make sure our producers are great. We want to make sure they're paid. We want to make sure they're motivated to come on in. We want to make sure that we're motivated to make sure that we're sitting here and giving you guys the news.
Patreon.com/like it or not.
Patreon.com/like it or not. If you are already a Patreon, if you want to go ahead and up your pledge for the month or for the next few months, we understand that everything may be tough for you guys right now. It's tough for us, but we really appreciate your support. Anything.
And because it is DJ Exclusive's birthday, we're going to take this kind of time and say, make this kind of appeal. We don't do this often, but it's our boy's birthday. So y'all go show him some love because listen, if nobody else holding it down, DJ Exclusive be at the patron party to 3 o'clock in the morning. So y'all go show our brother some love. Rebecca, some great news coming on the international stage.
Beautiful news coming on the international stage. Brittany Griner has been released from the Russian detention. This has just broke this morning. And I know when you seen it, you probably were jumping for joy. Bubba said happy birthday to him. God has blessed him with the gift. And so the U.S. President Joe Biden announced the release of Brittany Griner today, saying the WNBA star is on her way home now after months in Russian detention. He said Griner is in good spirits. She was released as a part of a swap for convicted Russian arms dealer Victor Bout, according to a source familiar with the matter. We know that Griner has been detained since February when she was arrested on drug smuggling charges at an airport in the Moscow region. And despite her testimony that she had inadvertently packed the cannabis oil that was found in her luggage, she was sentenced to 9 years in prison in early August. Thursday swap did not include another American that the Senate Department has declared wrongfully detained, whose name is Paul Whelan. But we are glad right now, as we work towards Paul Whelan, we are glad that we have Brittany Griner, who we've been working with or been working for since August, right? Let's that DJ, where you at with the hand clap? Right there. So Brittany Griner is now definitely released. We can confirm that. She's on her way home, which is to America. It seems like
There's a lot of Republicans this morning that are don't
pissed.
really know what to do because they were making fun of her being arrested, saying like, "Oh, I bet you think America's great now," that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And so there's a whole faction of people in this country, politically speaking, who are pissed off
Yeah.
that Black woman is free. Now, I'll
Mhm.
tell you why I'm pissed off, because I don't have any reason to, like, while I do oppose Vladimir Putin in Ukraine, him holding Brittany Griner was a problem for me, and so he's let her go. So I got to let go of the beef now. But I've been stewing on that for a minute, Vladimir Putin. Y'all had her there too long over some trumped up charges. I don't get and hearing you read it, Rebecca, when you said drug trafficking, like
Yeah.
I know you're just you're reading the report, but the way they categorize it, drug
Mhm.
trafficking.
Mhm.
No, she had a vape pen. So the trumped up charges, and so anyway, I don't have any reason to be upset with him now that he let her go,
Yeah.
except for the fact that you should have never held her in the first place.
So when I heard the news, I remembered me being on the Hill, and they didn't want to discuss it. And a lot of the talking points that almost made it believable for the different platforms were that her family said not to discuss it.
That's right.
People ran with that story. When I sat there and I said, "Why are we talking about Biden's son's laptop, and we should be talking about Brittany Griner?" They ate me alive. They're like, "Well, oh my God. Her family said don't talk about it." Did her family talk to you? Because I don't know where did you get your information from? Because that was that same conversation, that talking point was on Tucker Carlson and all that. So they brought
Mm,
that. They really believed
mm.
that was a story. And I said, dang, when Lisa Leslie came out and even Griner's wife was like, nobody has reached out to us. I'm taking my story publicly here because I feel like I don't have an opportunity to speak to my wife. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, so if we take this out of the media, nobody's going to really put pressure on trying to get her out. So having that talking point was very dangerous, that her family
Mhm,
did not want us to speak about it.
mm,
It was confusing.
mhm.
So that being led
I've seen
on,
that happen so many times,
yeah.
right? A wrong piece of information gets repeated as fact.
Mhm.
Because I actually, a couple times I said that myself. I'm not even going to front, right?
Girl,
I say,
I was
I'm thinking to my kid.
when when they sat there, I was like, "Are you serious right now?" The family said no, but the family also was believing those things as well. But people said we didn't know where to go with it. We
Oh,
were see, you see how it goes.
yeah,
It's like playing
yeah.
telephone.
Look,
People that don't have no
exactly.
information, they're seeing it on mainstream media. Who knows what to believe? It was crazy, and all of a sudden, Lisa Leslie was told, she was like, "We had to come out as a team to speak on her behalf
Mm.
for the WNBA."
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen on the local level. A little bit of that happened in some of the cities that I've been organizing in, where all of a sudden there's a talking point,
Yeah.
and everybody believes it. Like the talking point for a lot of them is don't talk to the media, don't talk to the media. Now I get that for a family, the immediate family who has cases. They had to make sure that Brittany Griner got home.
Yeah.
So there's a good possibility that, see, we could have inflamed the situation
If
And
we
I
talked
think,
about it?
oh, no. If black folks really, really wanted to turn up on behalf of Brittany Griner, we would have turned the hell up. But we got that talking point that the family doesn't want us to talk about it. And a lot of us ran with it. But we covered it. We covered it because we were like, whatever, we're going to cover it and we're going to talk about it exactly the way we need to talk about it. And so, she's coming home. I think that's the focal point.
Yeah. Two things. Melanie Dennis said she's over at Pascal's show right now, watching him
What's
cover
up,
this as
Pascal?
well. Well, shout out to Pascal. Well, if you hear, you hear. You guys can catch him on the after record. Love you, Pascal. Mean it. But she said that the people in his comment section, who are saying that she should come back, she should serve time. And when she gets to the US. And I thought about that too. I'm like, I know when she gets here, they're going to say she needs to serve time.
But what?
But we don't know what's included into this trade, right? And I'll just say that. And secondly, she doesn't need to serve time for anything that if somebody here was caught with the same thing, wouldn't serve any time for, right?
Right.
So
I told you those white folks are gonna be mad.
Oh, you're right. See, immediately, yes.
And those black bros and those black dudes who go along with white boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a whole group of black men who fresh and fit generation, that crowd, right? Who hate black women just as much as white men hate black women. Yeah. So that entire crew is mad today, and they must be over on that other show in the other comment section, because I don't see it over here.
No, look, it ain't in ours. Shout out to Pascal though. Love you, mean it. Like, know, when it gets crazy, when you are the life of the party, it brings in haters a lot. But I will say with this situation also, I'm thinking about how they traded her for a real
yes. Like a real, oh yes, Rebecca.
I can't really, and I think criminal's a low level word for him. Like,
he's a monster. A black woman with a vape pen is equivalent to a white murderous warlord.
Let me go really read up on it's so sad that they said
he's an arms dealer.
Yes. Let's trade this like arms dealer for a person with a vape pen. They had her in the middle.
That's how much they hate black women's.
Right. This girl got locked up and woke up in the middle of a war. Literally, man.
Sorry, all right, Brittany. Now you're on your way home. We can laugh about this.
Brittany, you're on your way home.
We can laugh about this now.
She got locked up thinking that she was going. I bet you she thought she was going to get out. Like, it's a vape pen.
Yeah.
She woke up and it was a war. People are fleeing the country. Yeah. And they dragging her like, you ain't going nowhere. That's crazy.
Rebecca, wait. Remember this
man is a murderous arms dealer. We have him in our custody because we got reasons to. There's blood on his hands.
Like, this dude is going to go out and kill like 10 million people in whatever country they decide to sell arms to. So, and she had a vape pen.
She brought that country awards. She represented that country as a basketball player as well. She played for Russia. So,
do they see how twisted it is? But in the other comments, I mean, and listen, I'm saying comment section because I'm not going at my dude Pascal, because that's my boy. I texted him at least a week or so ago. But I just know that there are so many people who are mad this morning and they want her to go to jail here in the United States. Man, shut your monkey. What Dr. Max say?
Yo, monkey ass. But the way he says it, we can't really.
Monkey ass.
And he doesn't play. He don't play with it. Like the most embarrassing
ever.
This is embarrassing. A black woman. We started seeing so much when she went to jail. What did we see? Racism.
Oh, goodness. Misogyny.
We definitely saw misogyny.
Oh my God.
We saw
homophobia.
Major homophobia. Every hate trait was exposed.
Everything they could get it all three in one, man. It was a trifecta.
I tried to squeeze Brittany in a conversation when they wanted to talk about what is Hunter Biden's laptop? And they want to say there's major news developments on Hunter Biden's laptop. And I was like, well, what is it? They were like, well, it's still developing. I said, well, y'all been developing this story for about a year now. 2 years, is it? I don't. What's on the laptop?
They're clowns over there. But
What's
anyway.
on the laptop? Because Brittany Griner, a Black woman, has been detained for a vape pen in Russia. A Black U.S. citizen, a Black U.S. athlete has been detained for hash oil in Russia. They're like, no, we can't talk about that. Is she serious right now? Is she serious? They were doing that to me. And that was when I seen, oh my God, they are going to use talking points that are on major.
Rebecca, no, this
mainstream
actually
media.
factually, I hear you saying it, but it's
No, this happened to me.
It's not registering because you would think that they would have enough smarts to not show how openly bigoted they are in their editorial decisions at the Hill.
This happened to me, and love the Hill, mean it. I really do. But when the conversations are surrounded and you have a Black woman on here wanting to discuss, a Black journalist on here wanting to discuss the plight of another Black woman, but if you can't see her because she's a Black woman, okay, let's discuss her as a U.S. citizen in the middle of our ally country, or I can say our ally country, but in the middle of Russia, right? And you guys are supposed to be these conservatives. I don't know where they are with it. You don't never know where they are on the fence with this whole conversation as it relates to Russia.
No, actually you do. You actually do. Just figure out who they can hate, and that's where they're going to hate. Period. If there's an opportunity for them to hate, and in Brittany Griner, they had 3 things that they could hate. 1, a Black person, a woman, and then a lesbian woman.
Yeah.
They had 3 things in one. That's the trifecta of hate for them. So of course they're going to be in the comment section. They wanted her to rot away they wanted to be able to mock all of Blackness using her pain by saying, ha, I bet you think America's great now.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we've seen throughout. That's what we seen is those conservatives come out with these talking points. They wanted to, like you said, that was one of the ones that they utilized. Oh, I bet you think America's great now. We got, now she needs America and she needs to serve some time. A lot of the conservatives are actually didn't do much to help the situation of getting her out, to want to get her out. They said that there were other issues and other people that deserved the attention and not somebody who broke the law in Russia. And so here it is. I'm glad that we're here. We can celebrate, we can party. I pray that when she comes, the Black folks throw a little something on the grill for her.
That's
okay,
right.
Throw a little something.
And put some respect on her name.
Yeah,
put some respect on that Black woman's name.
Period. And so that's where we are with it right now. And we'll move on to the next hottest story. There's a few stories, and let me see where I want to go with it. You know what? I'll do this one. I'll do this. There's a positive story out right now, and it's also about Black excellence. And I think this is going to be great because it's young Black excellence, right? A young man, an 18-year-old college freshman is now the youngest Black mayor in U.S. history after beating out his opponent for the position in a small Arkansas town. Jalen Smith, a recent graduate of Earl High School, Earl with an E, said, Earl. Yeah, I say Earl because you can see you got to hear the E at the end. Earl.
What state is it again?
And how you said it? Arkansas.
Earl.
And how did you just like
Earl.
that?
Earl.
No, like an old Black name.
Oh, I don't even know which character I'm playing right now.
It came out the Southern
Earl.
Earl High School. Although he was confident he'd win the runoff election Tuesday, he was still shocked when he received the news of the victory. He will be the mayor of Earl, a town just under 2,000 people, according to the 2020 census data near Memphis, Tennessee. He said, quote, I felt so grateful. I had the craziest facial reaction when I won. It was such a blessing, Smith told NBC News, adding that his parents are proud of him and have supported his campaign every step of the way. Smith received 218 votes. Look, that's all you need, baby.
What? Look at the baby face.
Listen, you see the little baby?
Smith
received 218 votes, while his opponent, Nimi Matthews Sr., won 139, according to The Hill.
Ah.
Smith said he decided to run for mayor at the start of his senior year with the encouragement of his fellow Student Government Association members. He said he fully understands the historic significance of his win, saying, quote, "It feels awesome. Generations and generations of people will read about this historical moment," he said. Now, as a mayor-elect, Smith said he plans to focus on transportation, public safety, and bringing a major grocery store to the city. Increasing
on, bruh.
residents' access to food sources is a cause Smith said he's especially passionate about, saying, quote, "We had one a long time ago, but it closed." Smith lamented about the now closed grocery store. He said, "Our seniors don't have transportation to get to and from West Memphis to get food. So it would be
Who's that
better
he's
to
in the
have
picture with right there? What senator
a
is
grocery
that?
store here." Let's see. I
Eh,
don't know who that is.
Somebody in the audience knows. Somebody could tell us who
But
that
this is
is. But
Arkansas. So you guys are telling me Arkansas is close to Memphis?
yeah, I guess it's not terribly far if you pull it
No,
up
it's
on
not.
the.
They got to drive
Yeah.
over to Memphis, I think, to
Well, it's
go get.
probably right there across the. I'm not as versed in that part of the South.
That's the Arkansas governor. The Arkansas governor.
I thought that's who that was.
Hmm.
Asa Hutchins. Huh.
Now somebody said the waves are on point.
Yeah, this young man. Can you go back in the slideshow a little bit and go to the very first picture with his Easter suit on? Because
He's
it was.
18 years old.
I know but he's got to deal with some grown man stuff now, for sure.
Gosh, let's get to them pictures. I want to see them
He's a
too.
mayor, so we're gonna have to send love to this brother and make sure that he's covered because these folks are crazy. So he's got some real man
look at
responsibilities now. Go back to the Easter suit though.
He's so cute. He's a baby.
Look at the baby.
And this I bet you there's a church behind him.
Oh yeah.
I know. So this is a Sunday's picture, but when they asked him to provide a photo, he didn't do the headshots yet. So this is what he gave us one in front of the church as they were going to start serving the after church food, and they was like, "Come on, baby, you running for mayor? Come on, baby." And he took that picture.
Yeah. Congratulations to this brother,
Asa
Jalen Smith.
Hutchinson. Asa
Is that
Hutchinson?
Earl or
Look, Earl. You heard me, Earl.
It's got that E on the end. I'm
Yeah,
wondering what
Earl.
that Earl.
You hear the E? No. They over there by Memphis. Earl.
Somebody from Earl, please tell us.
I've never seen him for real.
Who that?
Asa
Hutchinson? Yeah. Nah, he's rank and file. All right, what's next on the docket?
Early is how it's pronounced. Boondocks, thank you.
Early.
Early.
That doesn't compute for me.
It. See, they took it away.
No, you didn't over black it. No, you have more French on it than anything else.
Oh,
I don't.
That would be.
Well, I mean, where would it read an E at the end? Early. Where would you pronounce early?
See, I didn't say the E though. I said Earl.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
Okay. Earl. Early. But anywho, this young man from her early high school, I wonder, is he going to go to college? I wonder. Now I want to know more about him and what he's going to do, because as an 18-year-old taking on the responsibility of mayor in a small town with over that's
a good place to start for 18-year-old.
That's a beautiful place to start, especially when the older people and probably the more conservative people who are running the town don't think of people like you. You're thinking about transportation and you're thinking about having a grocery store.
We've been getting around pretty well with the horse and wagon.
You see, and that could be what's happening there. They probably do got horse and wagon all up in that town, and people are thinking that's okay. He's like, innovation, please. Wi-Fi, please. Transportation should not be something that we gotta travel a whole state over for. We should have a grocery store here. We shouldn't have to be planning to Thanksgiving dinner and sending people out for 5 days and 5 nights in order to go get the food.
They have to store up the coffers there. They have to make sure that the cabinets are full for the winter.
Know what I'm saying? Like,
if you don't get gas before evening.
Thank you. And we don't want to have to go into sundown towns to go to the grocery store.
Oh God.
You see? So yes, I'm hoping that he does develop it more. I'm happy to see that we have
congratulations to the young brother.
Congratulations. This is 2 great stories this morning. 2 great stories this morning. I love that for us. And I guess we gotta
In
go
other news,
in other news. I guess we have to go into some
politics.
news. Yeah, some politics.
Okay. I
This
don't talk about him much anymore.
I don't really mention his name. It's like not because it's forbidden or I'm trying to meet him or anything. It's just like
I don't think he's the biggest problem right now.
we got other
But
issues, but he is a
oh yeah,
problem.
he is. No, he's definitely a problem. He needs to go to jail.
So let's talk
Period.
about that. Let's talk
All
about
right,
that.
go for it.
Trump and his tax fraud. A jury in Manhattan has found former President Donald Trump's company guilty of a long running criminal tax fraud scheme
Yay!
that lasted into his presidency. Though Trump and his company have repeatedly faced criminal investigations, this case marks the first time his company has been charged, tried, and convicted on criminal charges. Trump built his political brand in large part on his claim that he was an aggressive and successful businessman. I mean, we've seen this, we see him on our televisions, we see him own multi-billion-dollar businesses. In all, the jury found 2 entities controlled by Trump guilty on 17 counts of criminal tax fraud and falsifying business records. The maximum penalty is 1.6 million. This is or was a case about lying and cheating documents to the aid of evading taxes for the benefit of individuals and the corporation. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said, speaking with reporters after the verdict was delivered. In a statement, the Trump Organization criticized the verdict and promised to appeal, arguing that blame should fall on the company's executives and not the firm itself. The notion that a company could be held responsible for an employee's actions to benefit themselves on their own personal tax returns is simply preposterous. The statement read, listen, he's not charged in it. He being Donald Trump. This is his company. This is his business, but he's not charged in it. So now the employees and the executives are going head to head. They didn't want me. It wasn't me. I just worked here. It wasn't me. But so now this is the argument here, but they've been charged. And so with how it is 1.6 million with tax fraud. And what do you think about this? I think it's really a nothing story for me because it doesn't touch Trump.
It doesn't touch Trump. It doesn't touch Trump. The big story here is, for me, is the illusion of American capitalism. I hate to go deep.
Go deep with it.
But Donald Trump was the icon of wealth. He had buildings with his name on it, right? He was the idol. He had the show where he was hiring, firing people. He was the black people put him in lyrics. Okay, so he represented the height of success in America. And when it all comes down, he was a fraud.
Trump.
How much of these cats out here, probably all of them, every one of them on Wall Street know they're living a fraud as much as Donald Trump. So I don't really care about Trump anymore. Go to jail.
It's like when you leave the chip bag open and then you try to come back and eat a chip, it literally in 24 hours and you just stale, right? And it's like Trump will try to force his way into our hearts, into our minds. And it's just like, no one is checking for you in your toupee. There is no reason to dust it off of the mannequin head and bring it to the forefront for us to have any kind of conversation.
Oh, I'm looking around. I thought that was me.
It's me. My sister has no respect because she doesn't watch the show. But nobody really. We don't need to hear about Trump. And I think until something really kicks, we've been talking about his taxes. We've been talking about crime that he's committed. We've been talking about treason.
He's the golden calf.
We've been talking, and he's untouchable. Like I hate to say that, but nothing touches him. We haven't seen him in anything. FBI came and raided his home. And that man went to sleep just fine.
He's above the law. He's the fatted calf. And the reason we keep talking about him is because he's not only making money off of himself, right? But he's also feeding a lot of news organizations the clicks that they need in order to survive. Now, I could have kept talking about Trump all the way through and probably, be a millionaire by now.
Yeah.
Because he's the gift that keeps on giving. And so that's why, unfortunately, even though I honestly he needs to go to jail. There's no question about that. And I'm tired of having to give that caveat. But folks, there are a whole lot of threats out here that supersede Trump, if you ask me.
Yeah. And I agree with you, especially in this particular moment. Who do we have? We got Elon Musk out there. We got Kanye West, child. We got people who are very dangerous to
We got Proud Boys organizing and practicing in forests around the country trying to get ready for a civil war.
We have people who are going off of conservative talking points and going and committing mass murders.
You got the trans community specifically being targeted for murder. You got black folks specifically being targeted for murder. And we got manifestos being written about us. So Trump, yeah, I'm glad they got John Smith on it. He looks like he's a mean, tough son of a gun. All right. Go get him, cowboy. Take him down.
We're going to see when money actually talks in this country for white folks. Like people that deserve to be buried under the jail, they really just be sitting in there chilling. I feel like they just people that have money and deserve to be buried under the jail, or people who deserve to see a jail cell. They don't. They get a
and even if they want
bracelet on the.
Go ahead.
Where they get a little wrist, whatever ankle bracelet, and that's enough. And then when they're off, they write a book, and once they write a book, they become more famous, and there's billions more dollars. And then they sit on a conservative couch to have the conversation, and people will act like it is something that is so pivotal in their life that they're sharing a story about being a billionaire's daughter or son and going through doing a crime.
That's right.
Not really doing any time. And saying that God delivered them from their past whatevers.
Oh man, these white folks live in heaven around here. White folks with money specifically. Let's be clear, because folks down at the bottom in Kentucky, over in Appalachia,
right here in Georgia, up the street from where I'm at.
Plenty of poor white folks, but unfortunately, in the state of Georgia, they still voted for Donald Trump's candidate, Herschel Walker, because of
red, because of the word Republican, because they think that they are conservatives. Meanwhile, any one of them conservatives first of all, if you go up the street from me, I ain't never seen like this. And if there's anybody who lives in that area, I apologize. But there are white folks in that area that I ain't never seen that don't look like the white folks in this area that I live in. Drugs raid that area. Ackworth, drugs raided. It's a beautiful place, but it's like those people believe that the people on this side of the spectrum of it all, who are Republicans, really want to merge with them, and they're two different white folks. But them white folks think that they're a part of that number. Toothless, all of that stuff, everything. It's crazy. But
I ain't not laughing at them because they.
No, they was the ones
that part of the struggle.
Ben, where were they? No, we are laughing at them. Where were you on January 6th? Where were you on January 6th? Stop playing with me. Well, today isn't January 6th, but today is December 8th, and it is a national holiday. I think we got somebody in the house today. Bubba, are you here?
Oh, hey.
What
it do, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing today?
We're doing good,
man. Happy birthday, bro.
I'm good. Y'all see where I am?
We see where you are
at Disney World, man.
I'm in my happy place.
Epcot.
You look like you're happy.
I am. I was about to cry when I came in the parking lot.
Oh man, that's love, man. Happy birthday, man.
I appreciate y'all so much.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That's the birthday you gotta sing when you know what I'm saying. After you sing the regular happy birthday, everybody starts doing that version, and then they throw a little something on the grill.
Right, exactly. You know how it is.
Well, what do you have to say to the audience on today? It's your birthday.
Yeah, let me say y'all first, thank y'all so much for everything and supporting and the cash apps. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to show y'all pictures and experiences. I'm gonna have
Definitely.
Hey man, listen. Let me clarify. Let me just check with you because you had mentioned doing a patron party tomorrow night. I just don't foresee you having the energy and the bandwidth to do that.
Hey, I'm Iron Man. We got this.
Cash App DJX3C.
I'll be right there. It's the birthday celebration for the patrons.
All right,
we'll
we're gonna be there tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. I will see y'all.
I might stay till midnight.
Okay. Hey,
My
you
old
did
ass.
good last time, Ben.
Hey
You
man,
did real
look,
good.
I slept good that night too.
I know you did.
I don't know if
All
y'all
right,
gonna look.
brother.
Now you see me saying nothing. I
Rebecca,
might bless.
Rebecca.
I told you, me and you and me. I physically will take care of you and take you to dinner, have a drink. I got you. Like you gonna be straight. But
Right.
baby, if you think I'm about to be at that patron party, I'm tired already. I am sleepy right now. I'm working 6 jobs literally, so I can't promise you that I'm gonna stop in there. But I got you. I got you.
And
I will take you.
just be
brunch.
honest, Rebecca. You going out? You still young and popping. You
I
still
don't.
going out on
I
Friday
wish I
night?
can go out. Listen, I wish nobody. I am tired. That's where I'm at. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired.
I'm tired,
But I love
boss.
you. I love you.
That's okay.
And happy
We
birthday,
appreciate
baby.
it. Hey, I
Hey, bro.
appreciate y'all, man.
We'll
And
see you
I'll
tomorrow
y'all
night
soon,
at the
okay?
party.
Yeah,
All
see
right,
y'all
man.
there. Bye, y'all.
Love you, mean it. Ben, happy birthday to our beloved Bubba. And look, we're gonna throw something on the grill for him virtually. Ben, you are at the grill because me, if I touch it, we're burning down. We're burning down everything.
No, yes, you stay stay away from the grill then.
I know that you know how to cook, and especially Black American food. I know you throw something nice on the grill, make it nice and good.
Southern food.
Southern food,
Yes.
Southern cuisine, baby.
I got a recipe from my brother-in-law. So Thanksgiving just passed, and F Christopher Columbus is our standpoint, but we use the day to celebrate with family. My brother-in-law cooked some seafood stuffing dressing. Ain't nobody calling it stuffing, it's dressing, seafood dressing. And when I tell you, I got that recipe. So yeah, we gonna cook. Now I'm in the wrong season. You talking about barbecuing and grilling and stuff. We got to get through the winter first. So but when we get through it, pull up.
Yeah. Well, okay. We're gonna have a virtual cookout. Everybody's invited to this cookout because it's not the Black cookout, but it's the cookout for everybody.
Listen, as I always say, now it's my saying, you don't have to be invited to the cookout if the cookout lives in you.
Amen. Amen. Somebody gonna ask to say, Rebecca, you too young to be tired of going out. Listen, when I'm really trying to make ends meet every day, I don't even care about anything else anymore. It's like really, I make myself happy, like with little things, and then I try to make ends meet. As long as my bills are paid, to me, that's okay. I could take a nap at the end of the night. Oh my God. It's a nap because I gotta wake up in the middle of the night and be like, Lord, you are my financial advisor. Amen. And go back to sleep.
Jesus, take the wheel of this budget.
Thank you, God. But that's why I be tired, because we tired because we every day on this hamster wheel of trying to get our life together and
tell your sister to watch the show.
Now,
we'll talk to her on air.
That's the job that I'm discussing, that I be working at 6 jobs.
You're supposed to be you need me to do a monologue real quick.
No, we good. They just gonna have to. This is not the time. I gave them their time. Speaking of time, somebody gave time to lie. But then yesterday, and yesterday we covered Van Jones. 100 million. We covered Van Jones,
the $100 million man.
And yes, the $100 million man, and him in front of a Jewish organization or at a Jewish organization having a conversation. They were having like a brunch or a meeting, a luncheon, something that they were doing. And he was speaking, and it was put out there by one of the Jewish reporters who were there in attendance at the event. And it was put out by him saying that he apologized, he being Van Jones, on behalf of Black people for their silence on Kanye's remarks, anti-Semitic remarks. And so with that being said, after we did the show and we discussed why he should not be apologizing for us again,
and he doesn't speak for Black America,
Jones, and he doesn't speak for Black
because
America,
he don't care. Go ahead.
That reporter, the Jewish reporter, what was his name? Kablo.
I missed the name yesterday.
But he, the reporter, actually put out an apology, as well as mainstream, other mainstream, I can't say mainstream, but other popular Black publications.
Just say the name. Just say the name at this point. Who are you talking about?
Van Jones and made other Black publications, like I think it was the Griot. I think it was a few other like popular ones had to report that this was misquoted. And I didn't see mainstream media white ones report that it was misquoted. Right? Because they were already
Okay.
pushing
Okay. So
the
I'm with you.
video of him saying more so like a positive thing. Remember, you said who sent that video out yesterday, right?
Right. No, what they put out yesterday was a PR piece.
So that PR
Yes.
piece is what was on white
Mainstream
stream
media. Right.
I say white stream media.
No, no, I
Mainstream
think that's the
media.
way we should go. The white stream media. Yes.
But on those conservative spaces, or more on the spaces where people are liberals but actually have conservative views, we see that, right? That PR stunt that was there. And okay, people
And they cry, these are the platforms that let Van Jones. I have no idea where this is going, to be honest with you.
Oh no,
I don't know if I'm going to end
I
up,
can't wait to hear
but
where this
the
goes.
truth is that what Rebecca's talking about is what gives Van Jones access to go on CNN and cry about, tonight Donald Trump became president, and then, it's a stage for him. Television, white stream media is a stage for Van Jones.
I need to put that on a shirt. White stream media. QWHIT. White stream media. But
that's the preacher in me. Yeah, I got to pray my strength.
I love it. It's the Southern in you. But when you guys hear this, so the apology, we did cover this story yesterday. If you guys want to run it back, go to yesterday's episode to see it. But people apologized after we got off the show. People apologized for covering the story, and the journalist himself, the Jewish journalist who I said was an ally for us, who said, "Hey, y'all, somebody's apologizing on your behalf."
So he apologized for reporting on it.
He said that he misquoted him. Immediately after, I knew there was somebody black in the room. Oh, immediately after Benjamin, we have actually another ally named Michael Harriet, who was actually in the room at the time. And he said, I know I couldn't get this on video because we were told not to, but I damn got this, not in 4K, but I got this on an MP3. Take
my man
at what was actually said, that they told us to not they told us not to pay attention to, but what was actually said was even worse than the miss.
You know what? My wife mentioned that. I think is it going around on TikTok? It must be on TikTok.
It's on Twitter Space. Take a listen. It might be on the Clock app. Not sure, but take a listen. Josh, roll that beautiful audio footage.
An apology. Let's start off with an apology for the silence of my community and for the speech of my profession. When we were hit as a black community with appalling anti-black bigotry and racism that the whole world saw on a video, we expected and insisted that everyone stand and roar back against that hatred. And people did. By the tens of millions, people marched in a pandemic by the tens of millions, non-black people, to say we will not accept this sort of racism, this sort of violence, this sort of hatred on this planet. People marched by the millions. And yet, as this wave of hatred has been building against your community, we have rationalized over and over and over again, responding not with a roar, but often with barely a squeak and sometimes a shrug. As a result, we now have the shock to you, the pain to you, and the humiliation to us.
You little boy.
An African-American icon praising Hitler and Nazis, and we act like we don't know where the hatred came from. And I want to say very clearly, when it was a drip, we did not turn it off. And now it is a flood. And I want to say to you, I apologize for the silence of my community. The silence is over, and I want to say to Kanye, who I know, yay, nay. Yay, nay. Yay,
Cringe the whole time. Remember how I told you how he speaks? And I want to say to my community,
I just want to tell all the
yay,
world,
nay,
nay,
yay,
no,
nay,
yay.
yay, nay. That is so
Listen,
corny.
listen,
Remember, I was trying to explain that part of it yesterday because I knew that my sources were not incorrect. They said that man was in there saying, yay, nah. But here it is, him in full MP3 saying yay, nay. And that's even worse. That's even worse. But here's my problem here, Ben. Jacob Cornblood. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but Jacob Cornblood was originally the one who dropped this news, and we said that, and the place that they were Van Jones was keynoting was UJA Fed NY, and he is the one that says he apologized for us, right? Then he had to go ahead and come out and say clarification. Van Jones did not apologize for alleged. This is right after we did the show. He said clarifications. Van Jones did not apologize for alleged black silence about Kanye. To the contrary, he stressed that many in his community are speaking out forcefully. Ben, did you just hear the MP3? And he did. And then he said in his speech, he said he was sorry that he and the others didn't do more before Kanye. Apologies for any confusion. Oh, and before Ben, hold that thought because I want you to know what Van Jones replied to him. This is gaslighting at its best. Thanks for the apology and correction, Jacob Cornblood. If I had, and he stressed had, said black folks weren't holding Kanye/Ye accountable, that would have been a lie.
Black man.
Because zillions of us have condemned Ye. Let's stick together and get louder versus hate. What did we hear just now?
Black man, stepping, fetching black man. Lion ass black man. Deceitful black man.
Talk to him.
Who would use the same skills of gaslighting, selective editing rather, where he controls who gets to record what, but he doesn't just get to record who gets to record what. He records the thoughts. He controls rather the thoughts and the opinions of the reporters that were there. So he's not only able to control it by not letting anybody have cameras, but he also has pressure to put on this man who had to, who do you know how hard it would be to get me to fold to a lie? Like, he told the truth yesterday. What's the guy, the journalist we're talking about?
Jacob Cornblood.
Jacob Cornblood told the truth yesterday.
Yes.
Today, he had to tell a lie, and then he got a pat on the head by a lying, deceitful black man.
Jacob Cornblood told the truth. What's today? Thursday. He told the truth on that Tuesday night. He immediately told the truth. By Wednesday morning, they told him to lie. By Wednesday night, somebody said, you may not could tell the truth, but I'm a black man that was in the room that day. And I know Van Jones and his, and I know what they told y'all to do. I'm going to speak the truth. And I got a recording.
See, there was a real black man in the room that night.
There was a real black man in the room.
Come on. And when a real black man is in the room,
he said he was tired. He said he was tired of Van Jones and his caping as if he said he was tired of Van Jones putting on for black people as if we made him our representative.
Don't nobody in the hood even know Van Jones. Nobody black know Van Jones. Except those of us who are in the commentariat, me, Rebecca, you know,
I know Van Jones,
Roland Martin.
Yes, people who are in
people
news.
Who organize.
We knew him as a journalist. We knew him.
Organizers know him.
An organizer. We knew him as an activist, but he wasn't even activist yet, Ben. He didn't even do activism for me. It wasn't even activism at that point. Van Jones was somebody in the media who was well respected because he was one of the few black faces that we did see on a daily or almost daily basis in the space in mainstream white stream media. We seen him being able to just telling the stories, not as a black representative though. I've never said Van Jones was a black representative. He's a black man doing a job, and we liked to see him in that space because we thought seeing ourselves in that space was beautiful, but not as a black representation of as the voice of the black people. You can't
No,
be that.
he's a
Especially not when you
simulacrum
turn on
of
100 mil. If a white billionaire can come up to you and tell you here's 100 mil, and we don't know what the hell you're doing with it, and you're sitting up and being invited to other rich people's events and then speaking on our behalf, strong and wrong, when in fact black people.
Did you hear the words that came out of that man's mouth?
And did you see what he tweeted? And he made Cornblood's tweet.
It made that man lie.
He made that man lie. He said he said the man actually was saying, in fact, he said, in fact, he actually stated that him and the black community were going hard in the name of denouncing Kanye West.
That's what he said on, and then he literally, can we play the audio so people want to catch up and people want to know? Like, I see people late to the meeting, like, but I got to go. My wife going because they got to get the computer. Okay. We down to one computer right now.
yeah.
Play it real quick, but I got to go after this because I need people to hear how much of a liar he is.
Yeah.
This is what he actually said.
Yeah.
Let's start off with an apology for the silence of my community and for the speech of my profession. When we were hit as a black community with appalling anti-black bigotry and racism that the whole world saw on a video, we expected and insisted that everyone stand and roar back against that hatred. And people did. By the tens of millions. People marched in a pandemic by the tens of millions, non-black people, to say we will not accept this sort of racism, this sort of violence, this sort of hatred on this planet. People marched by the millions.
Apology and correction.
And yet, wave of hatred has been building against your community. We have rationalized over and over and over again, responding not with a roar, but often with barely a squeak,
right there,
and sometimes a shrug.
That's good, right there, Josh.
Yeah, you could pause it right there, and just do a response shot. Here is a little bit of what he said here. We act like we.
Go to that tweet. Put the tweet on screen while Rebecca reads for me, Josh. I'm sorry.
Okay,
go ahead, Rebecca.
No, I'm reading it on screen, actually. As a result, we now have to shock you, the pain to you, and the humiliation of us having an African-American icon praising Hitler and Nazis. And we act like we don't know where the hatred came from. When do we act like that?
Who act like that? Who act like that? Van Jones?
He said we rationalized it over and over again.
Real quick, I've been going off on Kanye. People want to know where we stand on Kanye. We've consistently gone off on Kanye from the rooter to the tutor. Like, Kanye can go to hell. Okay, Van Jones, who do this that you talking about right here on the screen?
Exactly. No one. Everybody that we've talked about been on this air, on social media that I've seen, the people who are gonna like back him up, say stupid shit like we know he doing wrong. Like, he doing wrong, but Kanye's genius. That's not probably what he means. They're looking for the best in him, while all of us are literally sitting together like, Kanye needs to get the hell out of here. He's saying things that are hurtful, that are dangerous. This rhetoric, businesses, not only was it, like Nike, Adidas, it was other businesses that are black businesses who made sure that they had to come out with statements to show their solidarity with the Jewish people. Like, stop playing on people's name. And not only because it's just Jewish people, but because it's people. It's people. Kanye West is saying he's a Christian and this is Christian values. The black Christian community was coming out and saying, nah, Kanye, this ain't it.
With it.
That ain't Christian.
They ain't Christian. It's white nationalist Christian. It's Christian nationalism. It's theocratic fascism, right? He thinks he's on a mission from God when he's in bed with the devil. And I don't mean that literally. I mean, he's at the table. I ain't trying to, call out Kim Kardashian and that like that. I'm just saying he is at the table with the devils, Jim Crow crackers.
Look, why not picture like a Quaker Oats looking guy? I don't know why I just pictured that. I am like, that's crazy. But no, he is. He's with all those people. Van Jones can't speak for us. Kanye West doesn't speak for us. If you have not seen, and I don't care what you say, not every Black person is gonna be on board. We are not a monolith. We got some people who gonna be in the corner that ain't on the same train as we're on, and we could be on the same train and not agreeing on everything. But one thing I can tell you is that so many Black people, so many Black publications, so many Black media spaces, podcast, radio, like a lot of different things, a lot of different people, a lot of different platforms have denounced Kanye West and his anti-Semitic statements. Kyrie Irving posted something in some kind of solidarity or some kind of understanding to what Kanye West was saying in some way.
And we went off on him for that.
And LeBron James was like, listen, you my boy, Kyrie, but we not doing that. Everybody said LeBron James was trash for that. However you feel is how you feel. But even LeBron James was like, hell no.
Can I start at one fundamental fact? Can I? Because my wife gonna come in here again and get this computer any second now. Don't nobody Black outside of us who work in politics. Van Jones can't go in nary hood. He can't go. He could barely go to somebody's church and blend in. He'd be sticking out like a sore thumb, like the video of what's that guy, man? I can't think of that. The left, not the
Neo.
No, he ran for office. Andrew Yang came to me. Okay. Have you seen the video of Andrew Yang trying to clap in a gospel choir?
No,
he was trying to get it. Oh my goodness, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
When you don't fit.
That is going to be Van Jones at most Black churches.
And he's Black though, and he should have a natural. But when you got 100 mil sitting in your bank account, baby, I talk.
Now
like
he's apologizing for Black folks doing something we ain't do.
I talk like this too. I'd say, my godmother was a crazy Jew.
But these Black folks just have sat down. There was no roar from us Blacks. There was no roar.
What we did was unforgivable.
Please, Master, forgive us.
Nay.
Yay, nay.
Oh, so bad.
Yay. Oh, he's preaching now. You're preaching now, Reverend.
Yay. Nay. And he started getting like tougher with each one. Yay. Nay.
He's got to talk himself up into a fight.
Yay. Nay. They started getting up.
You preach, brother.
Michael Harriot was like, this. That's why he's like, I got this thing because they gonna lie and they gonna cheat. They gonna do that. Use a lie.
Problem for Van Jones was that there was a real Black man in the audience.
A real Black man in the audience. But shout out to Cornblow who definitely did what he needed to do. And his community was like, hey, pipe down. Pipe down. We don't do that.
They snatched him up real quick.
And they snatched him up. And he said, by that little headpiece, they snatched him right up. And he said,
Rebecca, that is so anti-Semitic.
No, but they did. They sure did. And
they snatched him by the collar.
I appreciate him. You know why? Because he started this. He blew the cover on Van Jones.
What kind of pressure did they have to put on him to have to turn around today and tell a lie?
And that's what I don't like, because they were trying to protect Van Jones, and I don't like that. Van Jones, I know that it was great for the Jewish community to see that somebody was apologizing for Black folks, but that isn't true. If that's what that particular community, and I'm not saying all Jewish people, but the ones in that room wanted that to be real, wanted that to be something that was actual and factual. And that, I don't like that.
And it's the opposite of what Black folks actually did.
Exactly. And so we have representation. And I think Cornblood saw that. He's like, that's not true. And I appreciate that. That's why I said we have allies. And it's tough sometimes because you don't want to be against your community or looking, and you're not even against your community. This is what it looks like when what Van Jones thought he was doing, Cornblood was doing. saying that he wants to protect Black people and wants to protect the Jewish community. Cornblow did that.
Cornblow is a brother. Cornblow is invited to the fish fry. Van Jones ass can't even come.
Period. I'll invite him because he did that, and then he allowed that Black journalist to sit back and watch and see how that was going to play out. And when that Black journalist came to protect Cornblow in a way and say, "Hey, Cornblow, you do not have to back down from this. I was there, and here's the truth."
Him on the head like a good boy. Thank you for correcting yourself. That's some sociopathy. Van Jones is not for us. I don't care what amount of good stuff. I might be shooting myself in the foot because I'd be out here, I'd be looking for opportunities to work professionally in these fields sometimes. And he got a lot of names, a lot of companies, a lot of people affiliated with him. So I'm not doing myself a favor by saying this, but that type of behavior, that type of gaslighting, that type of distortion of truth, that type of selective editing is equivalent to what Fox News does to their audience on a regular basis. So therefore, I cannot conclude that he is a good person for us Black folks, maybe for the progressive movement, because there's a difference. The progressive movement might be blessed because of Van Jones, but Black folks, not the way he just lied on us just there.
Just right there. Not only did he lie on us, we had two allies in the room, and one from the Jewish community and one from the of our community, the African American community, or the Black community, I should say. And I love that when that man was like, "Oh, Van Jones, guys, the Black community, I know you guys didn't do what he said you're doing, so I'm just gonna put this out here." And the Jewish folks said, "You need to get out of Black folks' business." That Black man said, "Yep." And as he steps back, I'm gonna go ahead and support him because he is a journalist or whoever he is, and we will not diminish his character, his work. And I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna back him up as the Black man in the room.
Michael
Here
Harriet
is the MP3. He ain't say he didn't catch him in 4K. He caught him in MP3 audio file.
Well, ask Michael Bloomberg about an MP3.
Oh, Ben, yeah.
It was coming. I was gonna bring it up somehow.
Ben knows. He knows his way around an MP3 audio and how it could definitely put you on blast and show the truth. We know a voice. Now, with that being said, Ben, I know you got to get the kids the computer. We are at the end of the show. It is our Friday. It is our Friday Junior here on the show. So I hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I'm glad that we were able to give you two positive stories coming from the show today. I am happy, and that's coming. The Black news.
The young Brittany Black Griner mayor. Y'all give it up to the young Black mayor in Early.
In Arkansas.
Shout out to him.
Absolutely.
Jalen Smith
and Brittany Griner are two.
Brittany Griner is free.
She's free, and Jalen Smith is in position.
And Van Jones has been inducted into the Kunta Hotel.
Kunta Hotel, baby. And we got him locked in there, baby. He could stay right on in there.
He's got the luxury suite at the top.
The penthouse suite, baby, with the views. The views of the big white house. Okay, listen. Woo. I love you guys so much. We're at the end of the show. Again, if you can, patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not.
Happy birthday, DJ Exclusive.
It is a national holiday. Bubba's birthday. DJ X3C on Cash App. Becca's voice on Cash App. And Ben?
BPD 2018.
Love you guys so much. And don't worry, when you guys take care of us, we take care of the producers. I see y'all on Tuesday.